So visa approvals increased significantly in the month of January 2023, almost to the levels we've seen before the pandemic started. This is based on the most recent visa report issued by the State Department. Welcome back to our Immigration channel. This is a place we get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. In this video, we'll talk about the most recent State Department visa report that shows that there's an increase in visa approvals beginning of the year, and we'll talk about immigrant visas, very good numbers there, and also non-immigrant visas. Very surprising to see an increase in approvals there as well. Before we jump in and analyze those numbers, and most importantly explain how it's going to impact the rest of the year, before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube can show this video to more people just like you. So the State Department visa report was released, and there's some pretty interesting numbers in there. First of all, for immigrant visas for 2022, they issued 493,448 immigrant visas in 2022. And for non-immigrant visas, there were over 6,800,000 non-immigrant visas issued in 2022 alone. And just so you understand the significance on this, in 2021, they approved only 2.7 million non-immigrant visas. And this number jumped to 6.8 million non-immigrant visas in 2022 alone. And this is an increase in student visas, in tourist visas, in work visas, in J training visas. This just shows you that the State Department is getting ready, they are ready, and they are working really fast to improve processing in all visa categories. Now, if you look at immigrant visas, and many of you who are watching here, you have cases pending at National Visa Center for family petition, IR1, CR1, IR5 cases. In those categories, immigrant visas, they went up as well. Not as much as the non-immigrant visas, but they still went from 285,000 in 2021 to 493,000 immigrant visa approvals in 2022. What we should be able to see is that before the end of 2023, we should be able to come back to pre-pandemic numbers in non-immigrant visas as well as immigrant visas. You're going to start seeing a lot of interesting trends in immigrant visa issuance, and I mentioned to you before, at the end of the year in many of my videos, if you've been following them every month, I mentioned that you're going to see an improvement at the end of spring of 2023, especially in family-based petitions. Numbers are going to move much faster, and we hope to see that number of 493,000 of 2022 to increase significantly in 2023. The reason why we see this large scale of approvals is because State Department is now prioritizing the issuance of these visas. They have more staffing, more trained people that are equipped to make those interviews. They've been doing a lot of interview waivers that helped minimize the need to see people and also reduce the backlog at interviews. Those interview waivers were initiated both for immigrant and non-immigrant petitions. And while the wait for tourist visa appointments is still quite significant in many countries, you're going to see that number being reduced after summer 2023. So those large wait times of a year or more are going to go down to only several months like we've seen before the pandemic started. Overall, the idea is that based on this visa report, it's really positive. We're going to see more of these embassies opening visa interviews, and those that don't are going to be facing large scrutinies. As you know, a lot of people are waiting. They're trying to get their cases expedited through the MVC, and it's not always possible. And in many cases where our files are sitting there for longer than normal, applicants are resorting to lawsuits because they know it's the only way they can get their case unstuck. So hopefully this information is helpful. These are definitely positive news, specifically beginning of the year. You're definitely going to see much more movement in both immigrant and non-immigrant categories, and especially in the family-based categories and immigrant visas. We're going to see a bigger movement after April of 2023. So definitely be patient, and I know that many of you are frustrated, but it's happening. As always, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. And if you need my help with any of your immigration matters, if your case is stuck, if you need a second opinion, all you have to do is text me right here, 619-483-4549. I'm here for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.